and technical skills institutions, Honorable Speaker, that are training young men and women, Honorable Speaker. Last week, the President did announce that we will now embark on another program where graduates from our TVETs and technical institutions, Honorable Speaker, will be guaranteed of internship programs in the affordable housing units, whether they're architects, whether they're draftsmen, whether they are artisans, whether they're electricians, or other technicians, Honorable Speaker. Therefore, these programs offers the Kenyan people, and especially our unemployed youth, immense opportunities, and I beg that we all support to make it become a reality across the country. To the naysayers, Honorable Speaker, those who are asking whether people in the rural areas want houses, now they can see we are able to provide good housing with good sanitation to our rural communities, Honorable Speaker, by affording them the opportunity to access loans and
Thank you. The Honorable, I've been seeing this Honorable Harold Kimunge Kipchumba nominated. If he left, then I think you should just remove it from the screen. Okay, the Honorable Irene Mayaka, nominated member.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity to support the regulations from the delegated committee. Honorable Speaker, looking at these particular regulations, I first want to refer the House back to Article 43 of the Constitution, which is very specific in the sense that it talks about rights to accessible and adequate housing and with reasonable standards of sanitation. Honorable Speaker, this is very specific in terms of what the Constitution provides. But in order for the Constitution to be actualized, it is upon this House to offer regulations that actually actualize this particular regulation. And Honorable Speaker, I've looked at the regulation in terms of the different parts and what it has provided, where Part 2 speaks about eligibility criteria for allocation of an affordable housing unit. And Honorable Speaker, this is in particular is very important because we have had situations where a lot of people do not know where to go and who to talk to in terms of getting access to affordable housing, because also, Honorable Speaker, the uptake has been extremely high in the recent 1 year. And this actually speaks to even the people who are naysayers about the affordable housing. Because, Honorable Speaker, the number of people who've taken up houses, including the ones that groundbreaking is just beginning, has really increased. So this particular provision in the regulation does assist with that. Honorable Speaker, Part 3 speaks about public institutions and provision of institutional housing. Again, this is very important because we have very many colleges, Honorable Speaker, in different parts of the country. We have KMTCs, we have universities in different parts of the country. We have different institutions that actually have a need for affordable housing, and therefore this particular part is really going to help with that because it then gives regulations in terms of how the approach towards this. Honorable Speaker, Part 4 speaks about the offtake. It sets out requirements on approval of an institution to offer financing for offtake and procedures for approval. Because, Honorable Speaker, we do have a lot of financial institutions that want to plug into this particular noble cause, but they've not been able to do so adequately because there was no regulation in place. So, Honorable Speaker, because of this particular Part 4 regulation that offers the offtake plan and how financial institutions should come in place, I really want to encourage
Honorable Mayaka, I realize I can now see the card for the Honorable Patrick Mtwiga Chuka Igamba Ngombe. Are you saying that your card has been on from the time you sat from morning? And I noted that you have been there throughout. Honorable members, I would like to apologize. I have information that you may have inserted your card, but you are not able to see on the screen. So in case you want to contribute, please also make use of your hand. But for now, you may conclude, Honorable Mayaka.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I'll also make this very brief so that other members can have an opportunity. Honorable Speaker, also Part 6 speaks about transfer of ownership. of affordable housing units, which is very significant because in the African tradition and where we find ourselves in this particular country, a lot of people want an opportunity to be able to transfer ownership to either their families or their heirs or people who are dependent on them. And therefore, this particular regulation does give provisions for that particular circumstance. And finally, Honorable Speaker, is to look at Part 8, which speaks about electronic system for the allocation of an affordable housing unit. And Honorable Speaker, I am a very big proponent of using electronic system in these particular situations because they are less prone to error than using manual systems, and also because they make this, the process become more easier and more seamless. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, I'd just like to urge fellow members to support this particular regulation because they are meant to assist in ensuring that the Affordable Housing Act does come into effect in a proper manner and in a manner that actually seeks to serve our people. With those few remarks, I support and I submit. I thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable Timothy Toroitich, member for Marakwet West.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me an opportunity to contribute on this, on the approval of these particular regulations. That is the Affordable Housing Regulations of number 114 of 2025. Honorable Speaker, these regulations are very important because they are made pursuant to Section 59 of the Affordable Housing Act, which provides, Honorable Speaker, that for proper implementation of the legislation, then the regulation must be in place so that the Affordable Housing Act can be implemented effectively. Honorable Speaker, of importance is the reduction of the deposit from the initial 10% to 5%. Honorable Speaker, that is very important so that every Kenyan can be able to get a house in this country if he wants to purchase. Honorable Speaker, if there is a reason for the current president to be re-elected, then, Honorable Speaker, we only need one reason, and that reason is the affordable housing in this country. Honorable Speaker, it has given a platform to every Kenyan who can be able to make that deposit and to pay a very small amount of money. Then that Kenyan can be able to get that particular housing. Honorable Speaker, the only challenge I have, and I want to bring to attention of Honorable Chepkonga, who is the chair of this committee. If you read, Honorable Speaker, under Section 59.3.2, 59.3, it says, the CS shall table before Parliament the regulations made under this section within 30 days of the commencement of this Act. Honorable Speaker, that is the law, that it should have been brought 30 days before the commencement of the Affordable Housing Act. And the date of commencement of the Affordable Housing Act was the date of the assent. So even as a house in future, I think we should be careful when drafting these particular provisions of law so that we give time to the executive to prepare these particular regulations. But, Honorable Speaker, irrespective of that, I still support so that we can be able to fully implement and effect this particular Affordable Housing Act. Finally, Honorable Speaker, I also want to call upon the Committee on Delegated Legislation to think and rethink about the process of making regulations in this country. Because if you give the executive power to make law, and this House has no role in amending a statutory instrument, then we are taking the power of lawmaking from this House. Because, Honorable Speaker, as it is, these regulations have come from the executive. This House, as an option, as the only option that we have, is to either accede to it as a whole or annul without amending even a comma. So in future, this committee of Chepkonga should sit down and reason and amend the Statutory Instruments Act of 2013 so that this House can have a say and have a say in terms of these instruments so that we can even amend or make certain suggestions. Having said that, Honorable Speaker, I support these particular regulations, and if there is no any other reason for the re-election of William Ruto, the affordable housing is enough to re-elect him for a second term. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. 2 term.
Thank you very much, Honorable Toretich. Honorable members, I would like to reorganize business for the purpose of tabling reports, and I would like to give the first opportunity to the Honorable Gikaria.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the House today, Thursday, 14th August 2025. Joint report of the Departmental Committee on Energy and Select Committee on Public Debt and Privatization on the consideration of sessional paper number 2 of 2025 on the proposed privatization of Kenya Pipeline Company Limited.
Thank you very much, Chair Energy. The Honorable Chepkonga, on behalf of Departmental Committee on Transport, please proceed and have the paper laid.
I thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the House today, Thursday, 14th August 2025. Report of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure on its consideration of the Air Passenger Service Charge Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 35 of 2025. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chepkonga. And the Honorable Bashir, on behalf of Departmental Committee on Security.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the House today, Thursday, 14th August 2025. A report of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on its approval hearing of 2 nominees for appointment as a chairperson and member of the National Police Service Commission. Thank you.